G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. Man, today's a very exciting day. We're getting a front locker installed into the Pajero, and it's our very own locker, guys, made by a very reliable supplier. There's two major brands here in Australia and they do the lockers for them, so I've no doubt the quality is going to be absolutely amazing. It's the forged unit as well, so everything is super strong. So yes, let's install it into the Pajero, see how things go and test it from there. Let's go. Righto guys, so here it is. So we went with an electric locker. So as you can see, it's an E-Locker. Basically for the simplicity of it, with an air locker, you'll need an air compressor as well. So the good thing is we'll also have air lockers, but we decided to go with the E-Locker just to see how it goes and how easy it is to install. As you can see, it comes with instructions as well. So that is amazing, but I still recommend taking it to a shop so it can be installed correctly. And here's all your wiring, your switch, front locker, and then all your bits and pieces to make sure it gets installed correctly. But yeah, here you go guys. So that's the locker right there. So it's definitely a beefy boy. But yeah, super excited to get it installed. So Matt here is already hooked into it, guys. So what he's done is get the drive shaft out. He's unbolted the front shaft here as well, going to the diff. So you essentially have to disconnect everything from the diff to get the diff out so the front locker can be installed. So yeah, so far so good. Just undoing the last bit. But yeah, so far this side is still intact. It's just the CV that's been disconnected. And then mostly on the other side is where you want to disconnect everything. So there you go. But yeah, a few more bolts and then she should slide out. It's also good to see, guys, have a look at these bash plates. So they've copped a fair bit when we went off-roading, especially last weekend to Kenilworth. As you can see, the aluminium has literally bent in a little bit as well, which is a good thing. So it took the impact instead of transferring it to the brackets holding the bash plate on and breaking them, because that's what happens if the plate is too strong. It breaks your brackets. So yeah, that's very good to see that it takes the impact and yeah, protects everything underneath the car. So happy days. Everything under the car seems to be very good as well. So luckily there's no impact on the transfer case from off-roading, but here you can see, so the exhaust is still intact. All these hoses are exposed, so the bash plate protects them as well. Because, oh my goodness, if you get a stick through that, you might be stuffed. And then over here as well, underneath the diff, you can see everything looks pretty good as well. So this is also worth mentioning. We still have the factory ratio of 3.917. So yes, we're going to be installing it into that ratio. I'll find out for you guys if you can put it into other ratios, because I know some petrol models have a 4.3, 4.6, and a 4.1 in some manual cars. So I'll put it on the screen where that's compatible as well. So Matt just inspected the gears, make sure everything is still tight. There's no wear or anything on the gears itself. So mine's got 240 on the clock. There's minimal wear on it, but everything else is still tight. And there's no or too little backlash, which is great. So happy days. So yeah, if you're pushing around 300,000 kilometers in your Pajero, there might be a possibility that you'll need to change something. Get new gears or whatnot, depending on the wear and also the use of the vehicle, how you abused it off-road, that sort of thing. Because a car with 100,000 being thrashed off-road will have more wear than a 300,000 Pajero that only had highway use and minimal off-road. So yeah, that's pretty good to know. And it should all be good for installation. I'll quickly talk about Zillmere Automotive as well, guys. So the reason why I came here, you guys remember Jason? Before we went on our travels, Jason pretty much installed everything on my car and he serviced it, did the engine oil cooler, the turbo, all that sort of stuff. And after 25,000 Ks when we're back here in Brisbane, nothing went wrong at all. So I trust Jason. And Jason recently moved here to Zillmere Automotive. So I was like, cool, I'll come here. So yeah, I trust the Pajero is still in good hands and everything will be just fine. So another thing, guys, when the diff is out, check your rubbers as well. Mine is still in good condition, which is great, but you might as well just change them if yours is cactus. Interesting with the Pajero, this vacuum line actually goes into a breather up into the guard somewhere. So it's not like the breather sits on top of the diff, which is prone to getting water into the diff, which is great. So good on the Pajero, because if you get water in your diff, it goes in there and you actually get damage. But yeah, good to know. If you're only doing mild river crossings, you're all good to go. But if you do deep stuff, you get breathers. So essentially what happens now is this bearing and the other bearings need to go onto the new locker. So there you go. So everything basically just needs to go from the one side to the other side. Righto guys, we are getting there. So essentially you look at the shims. So what we're now trying to figure out, because they might look the same, but they're actually a little bit thicker and thinner, depending. So you got to put the shims in on the sides. Then you want to make sure once it's all in, it's nice and tight, but you also need to be able to move it. So when you move this little bit here, it's got to move at the top as well, but you got to make sure you don't have any backlash. You want to make sure it's still tight. So yeah, just trial and error, but we'll see what we can do. Right guys, so just make sure that's where you put this bracket. So as you can see, it's all lined up. This pin is here. That's just to keep it in place, just so you don't cut your wire off. Because that now needs to go through the hole that we're going to drill soon. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. Right guys, so Matt has had a play with it. And he reckons it's just about as good as it gets. Alright, let's have a look. So was that about a 9 out of 10? Yeah. Sweet. So that's all in spec, right? Perfect. We've finally done it. Good job, Matt. So it's got to be around 10 and then plus minus 2. So 8 or 12 and we're sitting on a 9. And we reckon that's as good as it gets. So yeah, happy days. Awesome. So we're now getting a bit looser. So I need to drill the hole. Now he's just threading it. So we can run it through the diff. Awesome guys, so the diff is all in. Once you put everything back together, you want to make sure everything spins freely. So as you can see, that spins no problem. If you find that it's very stiff after you put this section on, there's a little shaft in there. So essentially what happened is this one has a round, let me explain it. So it's got a round pin in the middle, whereas this one is square. So the round one adds a little bit of length to it. So what we've done is we've just grinded the shaft a little bit down, or machined it, I should say. And now when this is bolted together, it doesn't push against it. So it's all free spinning. So that's all it is. Nothing major. But yeah, in case you guys, put this section on and it sort of doesn't want to free spin anymore, the shaft is your problem. So it just has to be machined a little bit shorter to accommodate for the extra length on this one. But yeah, that's it. And she's in. Right guys, so while Matt is putting the Pajero together, I'll quickly tell you guys how it all went. So far it went really good. There were no major issues installing it, which is great. So everything lined up perfectly. It was only the shaft that had to be machined a little bit because it was pushing against the diff. But yeah, it's a very timely process, guys, to install the new diff into the housing. That's the part that takes a lot of time because everything needs to align perfectly. So when you put the shims in with the diff, it basically needs to be perfectly straight so there's no backlash and everything spins freely as well, because you don't want anything locking up. So yeah, taking out the diff is not the hard part. It's installing the new diff which takes the longest. So if people are going to ask me how much it is to install, don't expect it to be cheap. It is very labor intensive, so we're now going to go over 2 days, so we probably won't be done today. So Matt will probably just finish off putting the diff into the Pajero, and tomorrow morning we'll do the wiring for it, and that part should be the easy part. So yeah, so far so good, but I'll come back tomorrow and finish it off. All right, good morning guys, or it's the next day I should say, and we're now going to do the wiring. So we're just going to run it through the grommet, which is just down there. So yeah, we'll also now get a nice idea of how long the wiring is and where you can mount your switches and stuff. But yeah, looks like it's plenty long enough, so should be good. Awesome guys, so I'm not sure if you can see, but down there, so we've connected the wires from the diff to the harness, and then we just ran the wires through, so it goes to that grommet down there. Now we're just gonna tap into the wiring inside the car. So yeah, let's do that. The wiring is also plenty long enough, as you can see. So there's heaps of wiring. I reckon what the supply done is they've made the same wire harness for the rear diff locker and for the front. So you'll just get the same harness whether you go front or back. So yes, we'll also do the rear locker. The reason why we don't do it right now is because we have the factory air locker. So it's going to be pretty interesting seeing how the E-Locker compares to the air locker. But yeah, we'll test that soon once everything is wired up. But yeah, keen for that. Perfect, guys. So there were essentially 3 wires. So a red, a blue, and a black for negative, positive, and ignition, just so the switch comes on and the locker works. And then here's the switch as well. And that's how we wired it. So front locker, black at the top, then the red with yellow, then the red, and then the blue. And here's a diagram as well that comes with it, so you all sort it. Cool. Now let's put the wheels on and see if it works, eh? All right, let's check it out. And there's the diff lever, guys. So Matt just said it's that one down there. So as you can see, it actually travels up into the guards at the top somewhere. So it's out of the way, which is good. We can do river crossings. But yeah, good so far. So just make sure obviously everything's bolted up, which is good. And then remember to put oil into it again. And after that, you can go for driving. How good. So Matt is just putting the excess wire just on the passenger side there. Just so everything is nice and tucked away. But yeah, you could always just cut the wire and make it shorter as well if it gets in the way. Yeah, guys, oh my goodness. Testing soon, eh? Well, guys, that's it all done. Matt has done a fantastic job. But yeah, very excited to go off-road, test it all out. But yeah, super stoked with it. And Matt's going to be the one doing the diff lockers for our customers as well. So the Pajero will be in good hands. But yeah, how good. Awesome, guys. So we're all done. The Pajero is looking good. I just wanted to say thanks, Matt.
No worries.
And appreciate it. So this is the man that's going to look after you guys. So doesn't look like you'll hate the job. It was fine. What do you reckon?
I'd prefer a Toyota.
You prefer Toyota? Oh, he's a Toyota man. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's all right. It's still Japanese,
Yeah,
so
it's still,
yeah,
much the same.
it's much. Yeah, much of the muchness, isn't it? But yeah, no, awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you have any inquiries about the locker, just shoot us a DM or a email, and we'll go and suss it out and send you guys the details. But yeah, in the next episode, we'll go and test it out and see if it all works nicely. But yeah, we tested it out a bit over here in the gravel, hey, and it all seems to lock up nicely.
You can get edging nicely.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. And also, why we went with the E-Locker is because it's just a bit more simpler. So there's no more stuffing around with a compressor or air lines and that sort of stuff. So it was pretty straightforward. It's just time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but no, it's all good. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.